wonderful, titillating sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle, he's so handsome. He's a genius.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, and as I mentioned, around the world on American Forces Network. It's my pleasure to have in studio, and you can see her on the twitch.tv little webcam there. It is Esther Povitsky, a stand-up comedian who's at the world-famous Punchline here in downtown San Francisco. Show tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 yesterday. And Esther, at this point, 6 months ago, we thought the Punchline was going to be gone. I don't know if you realize that. How cool is it that you're headlining?
I heard that. It is cool. This is kind of one of those few iconic clubs where you're like, oh, because I've been on a tour, for the past 3 months, and I've just kind of been working on my set because I'm shooting a special next week, and just in that mindset. But this was the first weekend where I was like, oh, I'm headlining the Punchline. Like, wait, that means something to me. Oh.
Well, you think about Robin Williams and Dana Carvey and all the... I mean, Chappelle flew out from D.C. to try to save it. It was a huge thing where, I don't know who was involved, Google or some real estate company, and they were going to close it. And they go, oh, we'll move to a new venue. But so they got it as sort of like this historic landmark now.
Oh,
so,
wow,
yeah.
that's really... Yeah, that's always a bummer. The move to the new venue, it seems at first like a good idea, and then it never is okay. That happened to... an iconic Chicago comedy venue recently, the last 10 years or whatever, which is now, 10 years is now recent to me, I guess. But yeah, it never works. It's always like, you're always like, this isn't where I grew up. No, it sucks.
When did you I always ask comedians this, is that when I was a teenager, my friends and I, we thought we were hilarious and clever and witty, but we weren't going to make any money off it. Was there a point when you were like, you know what, I'm a good writer, I'm going to perform this myself, or do people say, oh my gosh, you're so funny, what are you doing, you got to get up there?
I don't know. I didn't really feel that growing up. Nobody ever said that to me until I moved out to LA, but yeah, I don't really have a moment other than the day I moved, the day after I moved to LA, I went to a bar with a friend of mine, and we were out, and I was just being real goofy, making fun of him, and I don't even remember what I was saying, but the bar owner was just laughing her ass off and was like, you need to do stand-up. And I was like, that's so crazy you say that. I literally moved here yesterday to do that. Where should I go? So that was but I already knew I wanted to do it, but it was kind of fun that someone was finally like, you should do this.
That's great. And then now, your acting career, you're all over the place. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did that come naturally to you, or did you have to take acting classes?
I got kicked out of an acting class, actually, now that I think about it. I grew up doing high school theater, so I was kind of wanted to act a little bit, and then when I moved to LA to do comedy and to act, and I realized quickly that you can't just move to LA and decide to act. Someone has to ask you to do it.
Well, there are millions who think that, though.
Yes. I was one of them until I got there. Which, by the way, my plan when I moved to LA was I'll be a movie star in a year, or I'll just move home and work at Walgreens. That was my plan. But that didn't happen, and I decided I'd stick it out anyways. But yeah, acting is cool. To me, they're sometimes I feel like when I'm on stage, I'm like, oh, this is acting too. I feel like a lot of times you're using the same muscles for each thing.
That's interesting, yeah. I remember seeing you on Craig Ferguson, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where you were talking about when you said you're half Jewish, half normal.
Half regular, yeah.
Yeah, half regular.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I blew your line. This is why I shouldn't do lines.
No.
But it's an interesting thing because I grew up with Jewish people, and the whole thing about if your mom is Jewish, then you're Jewish, but if your dad is Jewish, you're not, which is kind of a weird rule.
Yeah, I reject that rule. Sorry, Jewish people. Yeah, I'm I get it, but I'm also well, my dad's Jewish, so where does that leave me? I look at my face and hear my name, I'm sorry, but I'm Jewish. There's no getting around it.
And I'm going to assume Esther Povitsky is your real name, right?
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Is it though? I talk about on stage that someone asked me if I was going to change my name for the stage, and I said no because I like Povitsky, and then they were like, no, we meant Esther. I'm like, oh.
But it's like, it's a salt of the earth. It's a real name, and
Salt of the earth.
It
You never want to hear that.
you never want to hear that. To me, but this is the thing. It's like, John Lovitz is from L.A., but everybody assumes, oh, a Jewish guy, he's from New York. But you're not from New York. You're a Midwesterner, right?
Yeah, I'm from Illinois. Midwest parents. They both are from there as well. So, yeah, my mom is from Minnesota and my dad's from Chicago.
And you said you're a Midwest 7, is that right?
Yeah, 7 out of 10 in the Midwest. I am a 10 on the East Coast, and in California, I'm a Cocker Spaniel. This is fun. I've never really did jokes on the air before.
All right, I'll stop. I'm feeding you too many.
I can't help myself.
Well, I put it on a tee. I usually don't do that. When you were coming up, and I think about trying to get a mic and working for free, and I went to this show in Brooklyn a couple years ago. It was in the back of a bar, and there were 3 people in the audience, and there were 5 comedians. I mean, that's just a labor of love to like work on your set, try new stuff. I'm sure there were times when you were like, Walgreens seems pretty good right now. Can you think about what were some of those lows, like some of the rejections or maybe bad crowds?
I mean, it's kind of all blur, but that's definitely like a big part of the game. It's just like terrible crowds, open mics with 3 people, shows with 3 people in the crowd. Like you show up to a show that you just like drove across town for and paid for parking, and you get there and they're like, sorry, there's no audience. And you're just like, okay, that was your one job.
Right.
Like, and stuff like that. I used to, this wasn't like a gig from hell, I actually really loved this, but I used to produce a comedy show, glorified open mic in a nursing home in West Hollywood, and that was really fun. Like, I think when I first started, I was like, they'll laugh, but they never laughed. But that was kind of nice because everyone was smiling.
It was a captive audience.
Yeah.
You can't really walk that room.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I was recently at a show where I was like smiling and enjoying the whole time, but not laughing, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is really good for me to know that like that people can enjoy your show without laughing. But please laugh, actually. Don't listen to what I just said.
Ryan Hamilton was in here a couple months ago, and he talked about he was in Idaho, and he drove like 8 hours to like the other side of Montana, and the woman that owned the place and owned the bar head-butted him, and he was driving back, and he thought, well, I know it can't get any worse than this.
That's so fun.
So that's everything is up from here, right?
Yeah, that's true. And, those like low moments, you do get something out of them. Like, I feel like those low moments really force you to like go inside yourself and really think, and like, that's always when I'm like find myself like looking in the bathroom mirror like, you tried, like, you get those like deep sad moments. You get something out of them, I always find.
And then it just one more thing before we go to a quick break here. Sam Morrill, he talked about ambush shows, which I never really knew what that was, and that is doing a comedy show when no one expected it and no one wanted it. People are sitting down to dinner, and it's like, hey, I'm your comedian, and they're like, what? No, we don't want you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine doing one of those things like that.
Maybe that's just him.
Maybe that's just him. We'll take a break. We'll come on back. Esther Povitsky is with us. She is at the Punchline tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll see you in a second.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on ConsumerAffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-371-9608. That's 1-800-371-9608. Call 1-800-371-9608. Call now.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Where did you get those clothes? At the toilet store?
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, whatever works. Welcome back to the studio. It's a little muggy in here. Esther Povitsky is with us, stand-up comedian headlining the Punchline. Are you doing all right over there? Are you getting enough air? Your dog getting enough air?
Yeah, when you said muggy, I was like, oh God, did I not wear deodorant? Is it my fault? I always forget deodorant.
We were just talking about your special. It's going to be on Comedy Central. The date TBA.
Yeah.
But it's funny talking to comedians over the years about when they get a special. The advice they tell me they get from the older people is, "This is going to be on TV in 100 years. Do everything the way you want it. Don't listen to anyone else. If you don't like something, you make sure you change it." But on the other hand, they're like, "Hey, I'm just happy I'm getting a special. I don't want to make waves." So how do you draw that line?
Well, first of all, for anyone to say that something's going to be on TV in 100 years, TV is literally not going to be around in 2 years. So that's very
We
wrong.
only get 2 years left.
That's so fucking wrong. Oh, wait, can I not swear?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. We dropped it.
Well, I don't really know. I don't feel like I've had any kind of battles over stuff. Like, I'm producing it with a team of my friends, people that I get along really well with. So
you're getting it your way.
yeah, we're just kind of we're getting to do 4 shows at Dynasty Typewriter. We picked a smaller, grungier venue, and I think that is allowing us to do 4 instead of just the normal 2. But yeah, I haven't come across any battles yet, but who knows?
You know,
I've also, when I made my show Alone Together,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of battles, so I tend to speak up for myself. So I'll just say that.
well, you have to. People will walk all over you in any walk